Ladies and gentlemen, we have the series tied up at 1-1. We're going to head into game number 3 right now to check out the continuation of Team Empire against Team Rain. And thankfully for you guys, it is a ZVZ, and I just so happen to be a specialist in ZVZ, much like Sheth was a specialist in TVT.
Sounds good. I like it.
All right. So me being the all-knowing person, I think we're going to be expecting Zerglings and Banelings in this match. Sheth, confirm, deny.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. I'll confirm drones, probably larvae and eggs.
Excellent.
Anything other than that, I don't know. I don't feel comfortable. Because you are the specialist. So
I am. But I know, you know, you might... Okay, you're known a little bit for your Zerg play. You know, you have been performing really well lately. Let me know, what is your style on Daybreak ZVZ?
Daybreak, it's pretty much just a 15 expansion, kind of macro into Zergling Baneling, pressure, defense, take a third base with only Zergling Baneling, and then slowly go into Roaches, something with Roaches, and usually you want to have just Zergling Baneling wars for a really, really long period of time. One of you should lose your third based only on Zergling Baneling. That's kind of a weird thing to say, but that's how I've been playing it lately, and it seemed to work fairly well. So we'll see. Clearly, how did you say his name? Hobbit on yes. The left side, our Empire player. Sorry if I'm saying that so wrong. I don't know how to spell it. They're pronounced H-O-8-O-8.
Yeah. The 8 just throws things off. It's like spelling dog with a 9, man. I have no clue how to do that.
Either way, so both players are going for more of like a 15 gas, 15 cool sort of thing, which is interesting. I wouldn't be surprised to see Hobbit go into more of an all-in and Slush just defend it, but we'll have to see.
Now, you were talking about Zerglings and Banelings. We're going to theory craft a little bit right here.
Okay.
I have my own reasons why I would say it's just Zergling Baneling for quite a long time, but let's see if you can confirm with me. Basically, the reason why I think it should be Zergling Baneling up to 3 bases, because if any of the players go for Roaches, you should be able to, you as the opposing Zerg player should be able to identify that, and since the rush distances are so long, you should defend against it, and the defending player against Roaches are going to normally come out on top just because they're defending, they get that extra drone, whatever it might be, their macro just soars up. So really, you don't want to be taking, you know, you don't want to be taking more than 3 bases just because it leaves for easier push distances, but overall it's like you want to stay on Zergling Baneling just because going for Roaches puts you behind in economy. Yeah, that's basically it. Puts you behind in economy, and you should be able to identify it as the opposing Zerg player. Confirm, deny?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. The other things are something like, it's really hard to know exactly when to do the switch, because sometimes the Zergling Baneling and the opponent will kind of overrun you. Something like that, we're not really sure. So, and then if you go for more of a Roach all-in, your opponent has more time to either counter you with his Zergling Baneling, or really do just a lot of things. More of expand, that sort of thing.
Nasty stuff.
Get more drones. Yeah, but this is cool. This is a Roach all-in.
Yeah,
at least
off of one base. Off of one base, and there is a 100% probability. Yes. 100% probability that Slush will see this coming.
We'll see. Stranger things have happened. Slush is taking his expansion, is getting some Zerglings. It will be really interesting to see, though. Slush is ahead up 1 supply or so in workers, 2 supply now. But Hobbit is going for a Baneling nest, so if Slush only goes Zergling Baneling, there is a chance that Hobbit here will be able to kind of stop this expansion, stop any sort of macro that Slush is trying to do, and get ahead in that sort of situation.
Now, Slush did identify that there are a lot of Roaches on the way. What does he actually do? This is kind of tough. This is tricky because I have seen Zergling Baneling Roach, that composition, just tear apart you know, other Zergs that have just been going mass Zergling Baneling. What comes to mind on Blistering Sand ZVZ, it was Idra against your teammate, actually. Why am I blanking on his name right now?
Brett, Hater,
nope.
Dario.
Nope.
What race does he play?
Zerg. Of course, ZVZ. Zenio. Okay. Zenio, there it is. Yes, Zenio versus... There it was.
Oh, this is not going to be good.
Oh, God. So,
oh, God.
And Slush, I think, well, there's a high probability that it might lose out a lot here. He actually sniped off a lot of these banelings, and oh, all the banelings were sniped off. There's one single one left. Can he actually get there? He didn't actually explode on a lot of them. And here comes Slush's banelings. They're going to do a lot of damage. And wow.
Impressive. Slush managing to just about hold that off, if not completely hold it off, and managed to keep his expansion. That was exceptional. I don't even know how he did that. That was amazing play. Wow.
Now it's just Zerglings against Zergling Baneling. It will be a little bit tough, but with good micro, there you go. Slush is utilizing his advantage in the larva, and now he is starting to stabilize. He hasn't completely stabilized just yet, but this is definitely going to help taking out these banelings that are trying to morph over here. It'll be, oh, can he actually get it? No, he doesn't. And Hobbit will have a couple of Zerglings and banelings over here. If he can get all the way over to the drones, then maybe it will be kind of good, but no, he's not going to be able to. Now remember, they have just about the same amount of larvae, actually. I want to rephrase that, because I did say Slush had a little bit of a larva advantage. They have the exact same larva, just because it's one queen and a hatchery versus two hatcheries, no queens. So a little bit of, you know, obviously evenness in that respect, but right now I think there is an advantage for Slush. Agree?
Oh, for sure. It could change, though. It's going to be interesting to see, for sure.
Oh! Those are not the trades that Slush wants. Of course, he wants to retain as many Zerglings as possible. But
yeah,
we'll see.
Slush doing a really good job on holding it off. But since then, hasn't quite pulled off the micro he needs. He hasn't gotten the spine crawler up. He didn't have a wall at the front. He's just losing a lot of Zerglings really quickly to those banelings.
Yeah, and the one thing that Hobbit is trying to get is the Zergling count. He's trying to get that advantage right now. The queen does go down, but not before a larva inject was able to pop up again. Still, I don't think he will be in a way, or in a place where he can actually use his larvae right now. 15 harvesters to 15, and now finally Hobbit is going to take his expansion. So this is getting crazy, Sheth.
Hobbit's in the lead. If he just kills that expansion, he's fine. I don't know what he's exactly trying to do here, but that's all he's doing. He's running in with those banelings, though.
That's delicious. 5 drones die right there, and that gives him the massive advantage.
Yeah, this might just be the end of, I think this is 2-0 advantage right now for Empire. This can definitely end it. Oh, that one baneling.
Poor baneling, man. He's going to go in for it. He just kills a Zergling, but still additional Zerglings and banelings are rallying over. He, as you said, the one, I guess, advantage, if you want to call it that, is the hatchery that Slush has had. If he just takes that down, he'll be absolutely fine. He'd actually probably detonate his banelings on the larva too. That would be fine to do as well, and just remove that from being able to actually materialize in any particular Zerglings or anything. But here we go. A lot of banelings will look like they're going to splatter across some of these drones, but they're not. 2. Still, I mean, Slush is in a horrible disadvantage right now.
Yeah, Hobbit played that really, really well. I was really surprised. I thought after holding off the roaches, he would have been fine, but it turns out he needed to... Slush has made some bad baneling decisions, and it really turned out really, really good for Hobbit there. And even up to this point, it's not quite over, but it's really, really looking good for our Empire player here. Has some banelings just about to come in, really ruin Slush's day.
Yeah, this last baneling gonna kill the spine crawler. Now he has nothing to actually back up to. And again, we'll probably see more banelings being made, and Zergling baneling. Sheth, I want to say that I was right. We did see Zerglings and banelings this game.
You're correct. Yeah, well predicted. We also saw drones and larvae and eggs, though, so we share the credit, perhaps?
Yes.
Slightly. Okay, good.
And there it is. GG. So a nice, nice play by Hobbit, I have to say. That first push, I thought he was absolutely dead, and Slush would have stabilized, especially with his lead in terms of having that extra hatchery out there over the queen. It's better to have 2 hatcheries than a hatchery and just a queen, in my opinion, just because the hatchery, of course, can get you that economy later on, but Slush was never able to stabilize. As you said it best, there was just a couple of Zergling Baneling mistakes that he had, decision-making mistakes, and it definitely cost him the game this time around. Slush? Sheth?
I agree with you. Zergling Baneling's really nice play in that sort of area. It was great. Slush tried to kind of overextend, tried to do everything, get the expansion up, and defend, but just couldn't quite manage to do it without taking severe losses.
So after the initial push, I mean, if you were in that position, Sheth, what could have Slush done to actually stabilize a little bit more? I mean, what was the key component? You talked about it. I wasn't actually able to identify it too well. It just looked like a lot of trades to me. But in your eyes, go ahead.
Well, I think the thing that I would have done differently, and it might not have worked better, it might have worked worse, but what made Purple Hobbit's army so strong was that it was roaches and banes, and all of Slush's lings were there. So he needed to deal with that just about perfectly. What I would have done, cancel the expansion, throw down 1 or 2 spines right when I saw the roaches, and tried to go for a counter with my leftover lings, and just drone up. Get a drone advantage at that point. Because roaches really aren't the greatest thing, and even with Roach Baneling, they can't really bust up spines when you have lings and banes up there as well.
Sure.
Especially maybe you had that extra queen, could transfuse 1, could help wall, and your counter could hopefully get a few drones, keeping you at that drone advantage, where then you can go to roaches, you can go to lings, you can go to whatever you want to, expand slowly, and I feel like that would have given it a better position. But I mean, the way he did it, his micro was great, but then just messed up. And you needed to have just perfect micro to hold that off. Just didn't quite get it.
Yep, it was definitely tough. But that being said, we're going to have Team Empire going up 2-1. We're going to go into our 4th game. It's match point for Empire. Stay tuned, everybody. The 4th game is on the way.